something like this might actually happen. Go up, still come down again before actually starts going up. So I don't advise you if you, most especially in lower time frame, to go against the trend, trying to take advantage of the market like that. So it's always risky. It can work today, it cannot work tomorrow. It's just something that just come once, something like that. But going against the trend, I won't advise you to do that because I don't like going against the trend. Once market is buying, buy. So you just have patience, just exercise that patience. Once you have a setup, something like liquidity, you have your liquidity and this and that. So market can actually do something like this. This is where the patient comes in. Market can just go back to the this thing, to the inducement zone, which is the liquidity, and still come down again. Now you just be like, like your zone is not valid again. Then you try to sell from here because you see the market is just respecting something like this. But this is not your pattern of trading. This is not a pattern of trading. Market can just do something like sell, then come back to your main POI, stop here, come back to the main POI and sell. So exercising patience is very, very good. Did you understand?
Yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Lingard.
Okay.
Hello?
Who is O1R? Wait, I'm coming, guy. Wait. Let
It
me
is the
just
beginning
answer.
of the Christmas celebration. People from the Igbo-speaking part of
Who is
Nigeria
this
are
guy
returning
now?
back to their villages.
Can I
Off
ask my
your
question?
yes. Sammy, off your mic. Ask your question, O1R.
Okay. And what if we have like 2 to 3 breaker block before the break construction? How do you know which breaker block is right to use?
Good question. Now, when you have this type of break, something like this. First, you have first order block, second order block, second order block, something like this. Now, see what basically from my experience, market do actually break all the highs, come back into the first. This is the second breakout, the second order block that failed. Buy, and this buy is always like a short buy. After the buy, it will come back into the first order block, the first order block that failed to hold, then buy. So this second one was used to create liquidity for the first one to be valid. I'll show you example. Uh, my network. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing
Okay.
you.
Now let me show you example in VTC. Is it from this VTC? Oh, good. Okay, good. We have two zones here. We have this other block here. My network is bad. Okay, we have two other blocks. We have this first one and we have this second one. So this is the first other block that failed to hold. This is the first other block that failed to hold. And if you watch here, after taking out the two here, after taking it out, market made a retracement into the first one, create liquidity for that first one that failed to go to be valid, then buy. Let me show you another example. I think something like that happened in gold. I took this trade a long time ago. No, for some, okay. Now, see, Miracle, your question about the other block. If you check here, this is the liquidity, and it's just like inside the breaker block also. You can actually just use the other block. Like I said, you can watch it. The other block is actually big for you to use it, and also it's also inside the breaker block. That's why it's valid together with the liquidity and buy. Now, uh, the question about the breaker block, we have other block, and this other block needs to take market down, but fell to wood. Now we have this other block here again, and both of them now is a failed other block, and you can see the weak in lower time frame. It should clear, mitigating the first one going up, then using that first one as the liquidity, picking the PO, the first one that fell to hold and buy. Let me show you another clear zone again. I think I took that trade a long time ago. Now let me use this one as example. We have this first other block, and we have another other block here that fell to wood. You can see the big other block that fell to wood. Now, if you watch what happened, first, like I do tell you guys, you need to see a break. First, a break structure, break of structure. Second, inefficiency. And this is a good example of inefficiency. Then after taking all these other block, market made a pullback into the zone. The second other block creates liquidity for the first one to be valid, then sell. I think I have another example. I took all this trade last year. Now, 5 minutes in 5 minutes it should clear. There is other block here, a breakout block from this zone. You can see like a black from inside there. Now we have that first. This is the first other black block here. Now, if you watch here, you can see like a week that mitigated the second one, creating liquidity for that first one to be valid. The liquidity here, the week. So I think this. I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, but I have one more question.
Okay.
Is it possible to catch like 5 pips to 10 pips stop loss trade with breaker block?
In breaker block. Yes. Yes,
Okay.
was that entry. That entry is not for today's class. I will explain
Okay.
about the entries and
Okay.
other entries
Okay.
and also this is another example of that other block also. This is another example of that breaker block. We have the first other block. We have another other block here. This is the first other block that fell to hold this zone. First to hold, fell to hold. Second one fell to hold. Now you can see a weak mitigate the first one and buy coming down into the second one and buy. So you can clearly see it. I'm giving you many examples and all that. If you have another question, please don't ask. Miracle Wachuku.
Okay, sir, you know that on higher time frame, let's say that 45 minutes that you showed us, it looks like it has an imbalance. But when you go to lower time frame, it will look like it's already mitigated.
You mean the the other block I showed you in?
No, like you said, when marking a breaker block
Yeah,
that should have imbalance. Let's say you're marking
yes.
this breaker block from 1 hour time frame.
Mm,
Then when you go to a lower time frame, it will
okay,
look like
understand.
it's already mitigated.
Yes, yes. So this is just like a manipulation. You know that lower time frame is just full of manipulation. That's why at the beginning of the class I said please be familiar with higher time frame. Now once you are familiar with that time frame, now the entries now, let me show you. Sometimes you see a POI. Sometimes you see a POI. But in lower time frame, it's just like a mitigated zone, which can also be valid again to buy. But the mitigated zone in lower time frame is just confusing. Now, let me use this zone as example. Let me use this particular zone as example. Now, for me, I use the order block. Let me show you. Lower time frame. If you watch here in lower time frame, you can see that this breaker block is mitigated. This breaker block, even that first one is mitigated with these smaller structures. But you need to understand something about time frames. Let me check if I can see a clear this and to give you an example of this. But just understand that lower time frame is just full of manipulation. So you just have to use bigger time frame. You just have to maintain that structure in bigger time frame. But when you start trading like maybe when you have this, I do tell my people, for instance, you have a trade you want to take a picture of it. If you take a picture of it, then you keep it somewhere or something like that. After after your analysis goes well, or you took a loss, you go back and reanalyze to check what happened and correct yourself. So you get this from this you can get much more experience in this trading journey, because experience is the best teacher. Because once you have experience of what happened today, you won't for instance, you have experience of what made you took a loss today. Tomorrow you see something like that, you won't actually try to make the same mistakes. Sure get. So from all this trade here, even the breaker block, or the breaker block, this I ask me now about a breaker block, something like the two breaker block and all that. This was just like an experience. Okay. Another one is the liquidity I showed you guys today about. Not really a must the market will go up, because most time I do wait for market to go up, take out the high before coming back. Then from that, I just lose the opportunity to take the trade and all that. Sure, again. But from my experience and all that, once something do you today, do you the next time, you go like pick correction and all that. Sure, get. I don't know if you are here.
Yes, we are here, sir.
That's fine.
Do you have another question?
Just one more.
Okay.
If there's a breaker block and also an order block, is it the breaker block that the market will use first before the order block, like just right below the breaker block?
Okay, inside that breaker,
No, no, no. Like, let's say you have an advanced
market
market
will
structure.
market will choose a POI near to it, near to liquidity. For instance, you have a breaker. Aye. This is the other block that fell to hold, create liquidity, coming back down. And this is the breaker that is near to it. You have this breaker that is near to it. After liquidity take out, market will not leave that liquidity. After taking out the liquidity, pick this zone. Market will not leave this zone and start coming down to pick a zone here. Shall you get the liquidity? After taking out liquidity here, market will pick a zone near to it and buy. So any zone that's near to it is what market will choose. So after taking out this eventually this your POI did not fail to hold now. You will look for another pair and not this other block here, because if you pick this other block, there is no liquidity that will back up this POI, because we don't just trade supply and demand like that. Some people do trade something like um market will go up. This is a demand zone, market will just come back and respect the demand zone. No, we don't do that. We wait for liquidity and we trade with liquidity. Did you understand?
Yes.
Pips under. Pips under.
Sir, can you teach us how we can calculate lot size?
Lot size, that's when I'm teaching, when I'm explaining entry. And let me just say something about that lot size. Lot size now, let me use this, where the MT5, so I think I've deleted the MT5 from this iPad. That MT5, there is all these features, this entry, this buy limit, sell limit and buy limit and all that. Now, what I do is that for me, I use it most time. I don't go and start downloading. I use that. I did that before, but not now. I don't go and start downloading um this, what do you say, this pips calculator and all that. Yes, sometimes it's good and all that. But what I do is that MT5 feature, you say you put your limit order. For instance, your POI, your POI, your POI is down here. This is not for today's club. I'm just trying to explain. Now we have, what I do is that this is your POI here, and my size is below here. What I do is I carry that, for instance, the buy limit. I'll just place the buy limit up here, then put the SL below the the place I want. Then check how much I'm risking. Then, for instance, I'm using one lot and I have $200 in my account, and that one lot shows that I'm risking with this entry like that. I'm risking like 100. I will increase my lot size to 2 lot size and check if it will show 200. Then I'm risking the whole 200. So the MT5 is just basically simple to check this entry and order. Let me use my, I think I posted something like that today. Let me check. Posted something like that. Okay, let me use this one. Sure, you see the sell limit. Okay, I didn't really can see the TP. So if you press stop loss and put it anywhere you want, it will show how much you are losing or something like that. Let me check if I have the screenshots in my phone.
Yes.
So most of you use it now, so it's not something new. That
Yes.
MT5 is just simple to calculate all this because I use it. Let me check the screenshot I have here. So this is that the breaker block. I can just take a screenshot of it if you want it. I don't have that screenshot. I think I've deleted it. But just use I use my thing. My MT5, it was just simple there. Okay, let me just. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, I understand. I understand.
Just try it out. Josh,
Okay, but can you do like a top-down analysis?
the top-down analysis is not for today, Chief. The next class I will just teach you. Any other question?
Yes, sir. So please, I have a question.
Okay.
Please, I want to know that fair value gap, is it compulsory before you take the trade? Must you see it? Abi, it's not by force.
If you could if you okay, like I said you will see inefficiency or LVG. So most times it's not really a must, but majority majority of the time is always with LVG or inefficiency. Let me check if I can see. If you just go through your chart, you see inefficiency or FVG inside there. It's not really a must, but majority of it is with FVG and inefficiency and all that. And if you check here also, the breaker block that I used here, you can see the inefficiency inside the FVG and all that. Hope you can see it.
Yes, I can see it, sir.
Now let me check another zone again. So from all the breaker blocks I keep showing you, you can see that it's always with inefficiency and all that. But I won't say it's a must. From this breaker, you can see the inefficiency here. Or I just call it a breaker from this one. Let me check if I can see another example. Okay, let me go back to that place. Should we get that? Now, if you check here, the inefficiencies here, even this one has a inefficiency. So is majority. So if you just go and check your charts. Any other question or class it and so, any other question? Okay, I believe you guys understand. Now, this is the main with liquidity and structure, the main strategy, and many other things is coming up. But I want you guys to practice this particular stuff like that. Just back test, chairmanship, and not chairmanship. Raise the hand, chairmanship.
So please, I notice sometimes you mark your OB with it. Like sometimes you mark only the weeks.
The weeks, how?
Can you explain why?
The weeks. Or
There
do
is
you
someone
mean
you mark, you just mark on the week.
this one? There's a reason. So I don't just mark from the week and expect it to play out or something like that. There's a reason. Now, this particular one now, time frame, it looks like I marked it out from the week. My 5 minutes time frame is not from the week. This is from order block. Yeah. I don't think I can just mark from the week without any reason. Even from here now, lower time frame, I think I showed you guys why I marked this. Why I took this trade. I think the example here. You can see it. If you check here, this order block and liquidity here, and I showed you why I marked that zone. So I don't actually just mark a POI from the week. I have a reason. It's either I saw a POI in lower time frame, then I use that lower time frame. Then if you go in bigger time frame, it will look like um I marked it from the week or something like that. Do you understand? But this is just like the end of the class. It's just at the end of the class. Good night.
Okay, sir.